Hey guys, Dave here from the Biracy Project. We're open, and thanks to everybody who has helped out along the way so far in getting this thing up and running. It's very apparent from some early work while we were developing the site that science fiction was the film of choice that we're going to kind of lean towards for this very first film. Keep in mind that this is just the beta film. After this, other producers will be allowed to do any genre, any type of film, any budget level that they wish. This is the Biracy Project. Some of the team that's here, the guy holding the camera is Herr Korkel, the media director for the Biracy Project. Behind me, Dan Domashowski, creative director of the Biracy Project. To my right, Murray Swales, partner and chief financial officer of the Biracy Project. Jason Burke, director of the Biracy Project, and Jeff Richards, writer of the Biracy Project.
So my name's Jason Burke. I'm an independent director based out of Vancouver. Ever since I was like 12, I knew I wanted to make sci-fi. I've written some sci-fi. I was making the sci-fi comics. I was making the sci-fi short films. Even my music videos had sci-fi content. So we've been talking about Vancouver as a sci-fi mecca, and I know we're talking about all the various movies and television series, and there have been quite a few. Just to start off the list, Battlestar Galactica, Stargate, basically anything that's on the Sci-Fi Channel. They either do it in Vancouver or they take off and they do it in like, I don't want to upset anybody, but usually like Romania or something along those type of lines. Masters of Sci-Fi, I think that was another one. It was a series that was...
Or Smallville, Sanctuary, X-Men, Watchmen, like it was just like a ton of films.
Jumanji,
X versus Sever.
Anyway, it's extremely exciting, and we found that the resources available based on that, the infrastructure to do sci-fi movies is quite high, and that comes from like the props, set decoration, art direction, a lot of crews that are very talented, and we also have a lot of studios as well. So I think to do the Biracy Project in Vancouver, it being like a sci-fi movie, I think makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I like sci-fi.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Jeff Richards. I'm an independent director, screenwriter, producer, and I think that sci-fi is a great genre to work in, both from a creative standpoint and also from a standpoint of engaging the crowd as well, because obviously a lot of internet users are sci-fi fans. Sci-fi has a very strong internet following. The shows that Jason mentioned each have their fan sites, and a lot of the local actors here have a lot of fans in the sci-fi realm, so I think it's a great fit.
Science fiction is really popular right now. There's stories all over the web about how science fiction could fundamentally save independent film, which I think is really funny and timely that we're actually doing that. The true independent films, the funding models have fallen by the wayside because there's really no way to actually mitigate the risk for the investors now that come in. They're coming in and dumping in whatever the amount of money is, whether it's just the equity portion of a $1 million film or even $200,000, that's still $200,000. That has no guarantees. The goal for the Biracy Project is to reach 1 million fans. Of course, we have a number of different membership prices, but right now for the beta, they're set at $25 and $100. Using the assumption that everybody pays a $25 membership fee, using our use of proceeds model, that would leave us with a $15 million production budget, because it's the $15 million film over the last couple of years that has always done really well in the box office independently. Maybe not sci-fi. I'm just talking about films in general. Little Miss Sunshine, Slumdog Millionaire, Milk, films like that all had a budget of $15 million. Last year, there were 17,000 feature films made. I mean, I'm sorry, you cannot watch 17,000 feature films in a year. I mean, it just... So 99% of those movies go where? Into the toilet, don't see the light of day. And, the filmmaker maybe gets paid and gets a little bit of money to make their movie, but what about all the people that put into those films? Like, what about all the people that provided the financial resources to get those made? nada. I mean, it's a crapshoot. And so, I mean, part of the reason we built this was so it didn't have to be.